I'm live, but let me plug in this. I didn't realize my tablet is about to die on me. I don't want it to die. Hold on, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to come in. Yep. Yeah, I'll give everybody a minute. Give everybody 2 minutes to come in. It's gonna be another quick one. Yep. Minute. Yes. Wow. That missing team, London. Hey, good after. This is gonna be a quick one. I was just wondering, give it another minute, another few minutes, another 30 seconds, 30, 50 seconds, and I'll get right to it. Something I was just wondering about. You see the I call it the headline, but you see the caption, you know. Yeah, because I'm just wondering. The NFL says it's investigating the prank to Shedeur Sanders, the prank call he got from the coaches, one of the coach's sons. I wondered what's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I wonder, did that have anything to do with anybody not calling Shedeur? Or him just sitting there waiting, or what? Some kind of, something needs to be done. I just read where the boy went from getting 40 million to only 4 million. The Browns are only going to pay him $4 million when he had a chance of getting 40 or 50 million if he was a higher pick. Wow. Although he's already a millionaire because of nil endorsements, because of endorsements again. And he'll probably get even more endorsements, but that's not the point. Um, and I also just found out that he was the second quarterback they hired. So he has to fight for a position on the team. He wasn't given a position on the team. Like, he doesn't have any experience. And some of the guys were talking about his personal interview. He wasn't serious enough. Whole bunch of crazy nonsense. But it's the stuff that they do to young black men. They try to break you down. They want you to be perfect. I also heard somebody said he grins too much. Well, I personally can't stand a person who smiles and laughs all the time, because it ain't that serious and nothing's that funny. But that wasn't a serious situation. That was just who he is. He smiles, you know. And I want to know, this is something I've always wanted to know myself. Why is it that we as black people, have to always hang our head and be humble while people trounce all over us? I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get them wanting us to be, you know, we have to be humble. We have to, you know, just take it as it comes, as bull duty. Girl, I'm being nice. But anyway, does anybody really think that the NFL is investigating this and see was it done on purpose? Of course it was done on purpose. Everybody knows it was done on purpose. And that little boy that did it, he did it on purpose, and his daddy was in on it. You can't tell me no different. Why would you leave your iPad that isn't even yours? It's the NFL's iPad. given to his workers, and they're gonna lay it on. He's gonna lay it around with people's personal information. That's crazy. You know, it really, really, really upsets me to hear about anything like this. So, excuse me. This, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I still say they did that boy wrong. That was a setup. They didn't mean the only mistake was made. The boy's friend, he had his friend to talk on the phone, and he didn't realize that the friend was recording it and put it out, and it got out, and that's how they figured out it was him. So he owned up to it right away. That wasn't a prank. That was intentional. You can't tell me that wasn't intentional. Nobody can make me believe that that was not done to Shador. Taking away from a first round pick of $50 million and then to a fourth or fifth pick, and the Browns are only going to pay him $4 million, and they hired another quarterback before they hired him, and he's got to find his way, and he's got to prove himself. Come on, they did that because they don't like Deion Sanders. That's what it's all about. Deion Sanders thought all of these guys, he knew all of these guys, and he thought all these guys were his friend, and they crossed his son to get to him because they knew that's the only way they could hurt him. That's what they did, and nobody can make me feel nothing, no different. And when I found it was Atlanta and Georgia, I said, this is Trump territory and MAGA. And you are really sorry when Donald Trump calls you stupid. You got to be real stupid. The NFL, the owners had to be real stupid when Donald Trump calls you stupid. You know you're stupid because they don't come no stupider than Donald Trump. And even he said that they were crazy. These teams were crazy for not picking up Shador earlier because of the genes he has. And whether you like Donald Trump or not, and I'm not a fan of Donald Trump's by any means, but one thing I see about Donald Trump admires people of greatness who can do things that he can't do, that ordinary people don't do. Now, I will say that about him. As much as I despise the man, he ain't a good leader. He can't lead a country, but he knows quality stuff when he sees it. He's not a quality person, but he does know quality, qualities when he sees it. And plus, he respects Deion because when everybody is dogging him out, Deion being the person he is, he has nice words to say about everybody. And he agrees with some of Trump's policies. And I don't like his deportation policy. But anyway, this isn't about us. But, so Deion said some things nice about him, and I'm sure Deion don't agree with everything he do. But money makes money. Money attracts money. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And then some people might have been mad because he supported the president. Who knows what it was? But they did that to humble Deion because they don't like him because he's unapologetically black. He knows, and they did it to his son. You don't do that. If you don't like a person, you don't like that person. But to put that on the son, to cheat him out of his money when he should have been getting a higher amount of money than some $4 million. I mean, $4 million ain't no little bit, but for playing football and stuff, because to me that's a dangerous sport. My son was too small for that. He's thin built and Ugh. Hello, Rosa. How are you? My son is a thin-built person. He's more of a basketball player, tall and slim, more of a basketball playing type than football. But nobody can tell me any different. That was the setup to hurt Dion. And that young man who did that, his father knew he got that up there. What are they going to do to him? How are they going to punish them? Are they going to fire him? Are they going to suspend him without pay? But they need to do something. Why would you have uh, a laptop, not a laptop, an iPad? Excuse me, it was an iPad, not a laptop, and it belonged to the NFL with all that information in there. And Shador said that how he could get a prank call when he went to T-Mobile and T-Mobile gave him a special number that was private that nobody else had, and they gave it all the coaches, all the different coaches and teams had that private number that was made just for him. And your son goes and you leave it around so he could be pranked. And then they said there were other people that were pranked. But Shador, they pranked him and recorded it. That was retaliation. If there's anybody listening who's listening to it, if you'd like, would you please subscribe, like and subscribe to my channel. It's Things Worth Knowing at BIGGIRL_72. And that's my channel. I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. But if you don't care to, that's okay. That's okay too. You're still welcome here. Um, so, what do you think about it? You know, and it's not really the money. I don't think it's the money with Shador or Dion. I don't think it's the money with them. It's the slip they put him into. They probably made a hell of. They're making a hell of a player out of him because he's gonna be more determined now to get in there and do what he needs to do to stay in there and earn a spot where he can negotiate a salary that's worth his talent. You know, sometimes I'm a firm believer that God makes no mistake in what he does. We don't understand that what happens to us when it happens, but in the long run, I believe it's going to work in Shador's favor. As a matter of fact, I know it's going to work in his favor. He's going to be one of the top paid quarterbacks in the game. And guess what? I'm not even a football fan, but I've been following the Shador and his family since him and Shiloh and Bossy since they were babies when they first came to live with their father. And when Miss Connie, their grandmother, was helping take care of them when Dion had to go out of town to go to work. So, you know, I'm rooting for everybody. But anyway, does anybody listening have anything to say? If you have anything to say, write it in the comments. Write it in the comments. I'll get back to you. I will truly get back to you when I see it. But let me know what you feel. Again, I have a channel. It's called Things Worth Knowing. And at BIGGIRL_72. And I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. If not, leave in the comments what you think. I'm going to end this. Everybody have a great afternoon.